well, I'd like to call this, this is a regular meeting, yes? Regular meeting of the Bethel Public Utilities Commission for Monday, May 18th, 2020. I would like to lead you in the Pledge of Allegiance. I don't have a flag to wave, but if you would please just recite.
Hey, I'll donate one from the Daughters of the American Revolution.
Last time. That's all right. Great. All right. I pledge allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Justice for all.
First order, this is public input. We have Maureen with us today, but Maureen, you don't have to speak now because you're on the actual agenda. So I don't think we have any other input. Correspondence. Moving on to correspondence, we have one item which was included in the meeting materials that were emailed to you. This is D&B Realty Company. Hold on a
I
second.
apologize. I'm having some internet connections, it seems like.
Hold on just a minute. Pete Valenti was calling on the other line, but now he disappeared. So I presume he's having some trouble dialing in. So hopefully he will. Yeah, I will. Hopefully he will be able to dial in. So Maureen, are you able to hear us now? Everything okay?
I am. You're a little low. I tried to up my volume. I'm not hearing everything that you're saying, but I can, I think, make out some of it.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll yell and I'll try to get everybody else to just say whatever it is I need to say. I'm having some connectivity problems myself, so.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm the only.
No, we can't hear him either.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, most are coming in loud enough. Matt, you're coming in low for sure.
All right. Hold on just a second.
If you're
That's
close to
almost
your
like a
computer,
voice of
Matt,
someone, Matt.
All right. I apologize. What I'm doing is dialing in on my speakerphone. So just give me about 60 seconds to get through this. Because I'm trying to do this too fast. I already dialed the wrong number.
Miss Kelly. I think Pete's trying to call in too.
Okay. All right. Hey, Kat.
Yeah? Do you want me to unmute your phone? Phone's on mute. Do you want me to unmute it?
Okay. Oh, you had. Okay. Yeah.
That's good.
Okay. Now we're here, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I can hear you.
Touchdown. Okay. All right. So we are at the first item on the agenda, correspondence, D&B Realty. Let me give you a brief history of this. as this commission knows, we had a water leak which started back in December, and it was a leak that went under the railroad tracks. It was difficult to diagnose. Had some difficult engineering to repair. Oh, Kelly, I see you're with us now too. This is good.
Yes.
You can add to this discussion. The water transversed through the ground from the leak area into Donna Boylan's building. Donna assumed at the time that there was a leak on her property and expended a great deal of money trying to diagnose and locate and diagnose the problem and fix it, only to find that the leak was not on her property at all, but had come from the water line that ran under the railroad tracks. Maureen is with us here. Maureen is Donna's sister. I understand, Maureen, you handle the financial affairs, correct?
Yes, I do. I do a lot of the financial affairs for that.
Okay. So I don't have the documents up in front of me, but Donna has requested payment from the town of Bethel. Maureen, could you give me the full amount? I don't have that in front of me.
Sure. The full amount was in a letter dated January 13th, and it was for $6,096.72. In that amount, Tom, we had spoken last week, she deducted $1,700 for the remilling of the front of the parking lot that needs to be done, in the hope that saving the town money and having the town put it on your remilling schedule.
Yeah, I did see that.
Okay,
As
sorry.
of today, we have, I'm sorry. As of today, Dr. Boylan received a check in the amount of $4,076.07 from the town, and she wanted me to express her thanks in sending that check over. So right now, we currently have a balance of $2,020.65. And there's a couple of other issues that we still have outstanding as well. So the $1,700 for the remilling, as well as issues potentially her going out and hiring an engineer to make sure that the building itself is, there wasn't any other water issues from this, because realistically, the water was actually coming out of the foundation of the building for 11 plus days. And she had just repaved the parking lot in 2016. And the backup parking lot, I don't know if any of you were able to go over, I think Tom and Matt were able to, but it was an ice rink back there for several days because of this water that kept coming onto the property.
Okay. So to just fill in, I got the other screen going here. Marty must be having trouble getting in too, Kathy, because he was just trying to call me, but I couldn't catch the line. But anyway, so the $4,076 that was paid is reimbursement for costs that the town, the utility department would have paid anyway in the process of diagnosing and repairing the leak. So that was reimbursed. The balance is something that I do not have authority to sign off on without approval from this commission. So now Kerma denied the claim entirely because they said the Kerma lawyers said that the town of Bethel was not negligent in its maintenance of the line, nor the repair. The town responded as fast as it possibly could, but nevertheless, there were costs incurred. This is one of those things that kind of falls in the gray area. So I leave it to the commission on that $2,000 overage. Yes, Rich.
Yes, Matt. I was involved with that when I believe you were away for a few days at that time. And I did meet with Dr. Boylan down there. I did see the water coming out of the back of the building. If the leak didn't happen outside in the street, Dr. Boylan wouldn't have to expend any money. So I feel that the PUC should make requests to Dr. Boylan for the amount, because as I said, if didn't have the water break out there,
I'm sorry, but I didn't understand one word.
Yeah, hey, Rich, are you using the computer audio or a phone? Because your voice is breaking up a lot.
that I recommend that we pay the bill.
Ah, okay, there you are. All
I didn't
right,
hear what he
and-
said.
Did you hear anything that I said?
No,
Oh, all right.
Sorry.
How about now? Can you hear me now better?
yes.
That's better.
Okay. I was involved with the time when that happened down there. I met with Dr. Boylan out there. I saw the water coming out of the back of the building. I believe that we should pay the balance of that bill, because if the water main didn't break out there, she wouldn't have had to spend $0. But I do feel if she pursues the engineer, that's something different that we would have to consider paying for. But I'm in favor of paying for what she had outlaid presently for that repair.
Right, and
So
And we
I'll
appreciate
make a motion that
that, thank you.
$20.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry, what, you made a motion for how much?
$2,020. Is that the balance, Maureen?
Is that,
Yes, the balance is $2,020.65.
And
That's correct.
55 cents.
all right,
So then, would the,
go ahead.
would the town be remilling that 5x15 temporary patch that's in the front?
As far as the patch goes, if it was temporary asphalt before the hot mix plants were, if that was done after the hot mix plants were closed, we would definitely be coming back. But we were able to get that paved during that last week in December. So it was hot mix from the asphalt plant, which would be considered a permanent patch. If it looks like, we usually would give it time over a winter, which obviously now it's been. If it had any settlement, that would be something we would address. But from what I see of it right now, it's paved and it's permanently paved.
Okay, we were told by one of the contractors that it was according to them, and I'm not a contractor, a paving specialist, but they told us that it was a temporary patch and that it will start sinking, that it needs to be remilled, by the end of the summer, early fall.
Well, let's do this. We got to do these things one at a time anyway. So first of all, to Rich's motion, was there a second?
No.
Okay, Dino seconds. Okay, we have a motion on the floor. So why don't we deal with that issue separately? So we have a motion on the floor to reimburse $2,020.65. Is that the correct amount, Maureen?
It's $2,020.65.
Correct, okay. Is there any further discussion on the motion? No? Okay, so I'll try your minds. Instead of all shouting at the computer at the same time, if you are voting aye, raise your hand. Okay, all right. That motion carries. There are no nay votes. So that is approved. We will process that. We still don't have Marty on the phone. He's trying to contact in, but we'll get him up. Yes, Rich, go ahead.
Can you hear? I'm
Yeah.
here now on the phone.
Okay. Okay, good. All right. Thanks, Marty. All right. The second issue was the paving, and So, Tom, you were saying that the paving at this point is considered permanent, correct?
Yeah, typically, if it was cold patch that went in, then when the plants reopen, you would dig out the cold patch and put in hot mix. We were able, because the work happened while the asphalt plants were still open. So we basically use hot mix asphalt. And then the thing you would do then would just watch it over the winter. And if it settled and if it have to get dug out and repaved, you do it. And at this point, the pavement is held up, it hasn't settled, and it's hot mix asphalt. So I would call that permanently paved.
Is there a problem with the?
Suggestion that we,
Go ahead, Rich.
I was going to
At
say,
this point, I'm not up.
have Tom and Kelly and maybe Bobby Dibble go over and look at it to see if it has settled and,
Right.
If it needs to be replaced, then we can look at replacing it in the future.
Okay. All right. So we will, the suggestion is that we have them examine it, have Tom and our highway superintendent examine it, look at the quality of the patch. If we have, I don't think we have a problem if there's a quality problem with doing it over, having it redone. Okay. All right. So, Tom, I'll let you do that tomorrow.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Maureen has clicked off. So let's see. Back to the agenda. The next order of business is approval of the minutes of the meeting of March 16th. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion, any changes, corrections? Hearing none? Oh, Maureen, you're back. Did you?
Yes,
All right.
I apologize. My connection is bad. And moving on with the foundation in the building, Donna is willing to bring somebody in to take a look at it, but I know if there's any issues with it moving forward, can we get a letter from the town stating that, you would work with her and, make sure that this is corrected if there are any issues?
That's not something I can answer. I think we have to discuss that separately, but if we can put that on hold for a second, because I thought you clicked off, so I moved on to the next agenda item. So we have a motion on the floor to approve.
No.
Well, I'll come back to that, Maureen. We have a motion on the floor to approve the minutes
I apologize.
that's that happens. March 16th. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Raise your hands.
Aye.
All right. Okay, that carries. So let me dispatch the minutes of April 7th. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of April 7th, 2020.
April 7th.
Okay, Dino makes the motion. But Paul seconded. Any discussion on those? Hearing none. Those in favor?
Matt, I have a question.
Okay, wait. All right.
The dates of the minutes that you're doing, I've got my agenda here and it looks like it's for April 20th. Is that Kathy? Is that?
Yeah, it's April 20th, and it's only 1 minute. There's only one set.
There's no March and there's no April 7th.
Okay, so the agenda is wrong? Oh, no. You know what? I'm looking at old minutes. Sorry. No, actually, that's what it says. April 7th.
No,
What is?
Back it up a little bit, Kathy. There you go, right there.
Did you?
no, it's the meeting minutes for May. I mean, this is the agenda for May 18th. Do you have the meeting for May 18th?
It's in here someplace. I'll take your word for it. Okay, so minutes of April 20th. That's what we're working with.
Yep,
Okay, thank you for that.
you're welcome. Maureen, can I get you the spelling of your last name?
Sure, it's Stoker, Stoker.
Thank you.
Okay, minutes of April 20th. Those in favor? Aye, that carries. Okay, so, all right, Maureen, let's go back to the building. I think we have to have a conference on that separately, and, you know, just keep that as an issue that still needs to be resolved on the foundation. Is there any evidence of damage at this point that you're aware of?
I am not a building contractor, so I have no idea, but she is definitely concerned that, there was 11 days of water coming out of her foundation, and, just to have somebody come and check it out. I don't think that there's any issues at this point. I just want to make sure that we cover all our bases.
Okay, well, you have certainly put the town on notice, so it's not like anybody can claim that didn't happen, so. All right, so we will continue that conversation, but in the meantime, we'll get that other check out to you as quickly as possible.
And then Matt, there's one other thing.
Okay.
I know that Tom and the highway department will be out there. We'd like them to also look at the back parking lot as well, because that was a sheet of ice. And we want to make sure that that is, not going to be sinking because of everything that occurred as well.
Okay.
We'll do
All right.
that. We'll take a
appreciate
ride in the
that.
back and look at that as well.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
All right, very good. All right, Maureen, anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, well, we'll talk again
Thank
soon.
you so much. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you, Maureen.
All right, have a good day. All right, moving on to financials. Bob, is this financial report month or no?
Yes, it is. And in fact, it was part of the email that went out on Friday, so it was attached to that. Both sewer and water are still in positive position, very good numbers. I mean, the water net is 650,802.98, and the sewer is 766,089.23. It was very interesting that on both of them with contracted services, there was very little in the way of additional work that was being done. Last month, if you look at the report, on page 4, Grasso Company was 357,897. True Blue was there. Wright Pierce. This is for the water department. Also, again, the one half of the truck and Zenalius, and Wright Pierce again in services. So those really stayed the same. It might have went up $10,000 from one month to the other. And then moving on to the sewer department, pretty much the same story, except that we made our third payment to the city of Danbury. So now we have made 3 payments for $639,773.25. And I think before the end of the year, before June 30th, we'll make the 4th payment because it's just easier rather than carrying it over for budgeting purposes, leaving it out there as an accounts payable. The money is there, we'll make the payment. And then again, the items in capital improvements are relatively the same as last month. So
Hey, I'm busy right now. Call me
things are
another.
moving in the right direction.
I'm on a Zoom call.
And
Thank you.
that's all I got to say. We're good.
All right. Okay. Any, hey, Bob, have we heard anything else from Danbury about the water treatment plant?
No, I went by there the other day. It looks like they had some trucks going in and out, but I don't know, maybe Tom knows something better. I haven't heard anything at all.
I don't, but I'll leave myself a note right now to make a call. I'll check with Wright Pierce because I think they're doing some of the design work now. From what I heard several months ago, it was kind of going to be like a design build situation. So I'll see what they know, and then I'll try to get through to Danbury, David.
Yeah, they're over there working. They're doing major work over there right
Yeah, there's
now.
something going
So
on.
they must let the contract out.
Well, they haven't communicated, so.
Well, this is for that phosphorus, right? Rich, Matt?
Yeah, this was, Yeah, this was the federally mandated rebuild of the plant, and that got put on hold because they haven't, I guess the bids came in too high, so they haven't rebid it out yet, and I was just curious if there was any, Danbury hasn't been really good about keeping us informed as to what's going on there. There's Peter. How you doing, Peter? So, yeah, we've got nothing else on that right now.
Have you received anything from the organization, from Danbury, relative to the New York communities that want to tie into the sewage system?
No,
Western,
haven't.
Southeast,
No.
you know? Nothing.
No, haven't heard anything since there was that stuff in the paper, like what, 6-8 months ago, something like
Right.
that.
Because that would impact, our payments.
Oh, yeah, yeah. We did issue a letter to Danbury asking how any kind of a tie-in with the New York communities would affect our sewer allocation and cost. And that's pretty much when things kind of went on hold, and we have not heard anything back from them at all.
Okay.
So, all right, we'll move on. Invoices, I don't think we have any invoices to approve. I didn't see any in the packet.
Yeah, we do.
We do. All right.
We have Marty's and we have quite a few constructions there.
No, you shouldn't have mine.
No, Marty's can't be part of it because I didn't get
I
the,
didn't get it in time. I have to get it in before, 24 hours before the meeting.
All right, but I saw copies.
Oh, here we are.
Yeah, I sent it to everybody, but I didn't get it in time. I knew that was gonna happen, so.
Okay. All right. So I have invoices up on my screen. Invoices for approval. I'll put a motion on the floor that we approve invoices for PUC approval dated May 18th, 2020 in the amount of $333,750.09. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, second by Dino. Okay, scroll through those, see if you have any questions for Bob or Tom. Tom, anything in particular you want to cover on those, or just routine stuff?
Other than 2/3 of that amount is our first payment for our Chestnut storage tank.
Oh, that's right, DN Tanks, I see it there.
So DN tanks, those bills are going to start coming in monthly now.
All right. All right, any questions or comments, anybody?
No.
No.
Okay, hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All right, that motion carries. Director's report.
Okay, a couple updates. Our 2019 Consumer Confidence Report is complete, and I got that posted on our website today. We'll get it out to our customers via a note on the water bills that are going to go out this week. And I'll do my coordination with the State Health Department as far as getting that all approved. Number two, our Greenwood Avenue main repair under the railroad tracks. We're getting closer. The cleaning and the CCTV of the line was completed 2 weeks ago. The contractor's waiting on delivery of his liner and fittings. He's expecting it this week. If that's the case, we're going to jump on that for next week. Metro North Railroad, the branch line is shut down now for the next 6 weeks. They've got some work they're doing down in Norwalk, so the trains are not running, and they're in a process of busing customers now down the line. So that should work out well for when we actually do the work. There should be no conflict. Our sanitary sewer rehab project, the work is now all complete. Final invoice should be coming in here shortly for the work that they just completed since April 30th. And the post-construction CCTV files will get submitted and reviewed by Weston and Sampson. Our sub area 14 evaluation, I had them do a couple of revisions on the report. That's about ready for my final review, and we'll be able to get that submitted to the DEEP. And last, on director's report, our meters were read in April. We had a problem in January, if you recall, from the readers. We had a bunch of no reads. The good news is that most of those were actually read when we went out in April. There are still a fair amount that are unread, but the number's way down from where it was. Talking to Kelly, it was a very cold period when those were being read in January. So we're looking at perhaps, maybe the older readers, the battery power maybe was not up to snuff, and the cold temperatures had an impact, because then the bulk of them got read when we read in April. But we'll keep our eye on that, and we'll budget for replacing those readers on an ongoing basis here in the coming year. And
Okay.
that's all I had.
Okay, any questions for Tom?
Yeah, what about the generators?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, the generators. I've got my my applications. I'm tweaking the last couple of things they need. There's some air emissions data that they're looking for, and I was having a little bit of a difficult time getting my fingers on some of that. So I've got a letter that we submitted when we did the Hoyts Hill generator. So I'm going to kind of use that to hopefully satisfy their requirements for the air emissions.
And that's for both the generators?
Correct.
What was that question, Paul?
The question was is that for both generators, for Eureka and the alternate pumping?
Briarcliff.
Briarcliff, right.
Yes. Yeah, it's the same forms. It's just a matter of getting the final, requirements put together and submitted to them.
Okay. All right, any other questions for Tom? Nope, all right, moving on. Let's see, we have no new business on the agenda today, so we go to the PUC capital project status. So Tom, you're up again.
Okay, the Chestnut Tank, as I mentioned, we got our first bill. The contractor's done a lot of his site work at this point, erosion controls, site clearing, earthwork, and the area for the tank now has been leveled. Also rock excavation. That was all more or less the bulk of that completed. And DN is actually going to be mobilizing and getting on site this week. So form work and some of that heavy construction is going to start here real soon. On the, any questions on Chestnut?
Yeah, any complaints from the residents in the area?
No, and in fact, they've been pretty good in terms of actually reaching out and to the contractor to have them park along the driveway, and alongside there's a little pull-off Long Meadow that they said they could install their trailer there. So
okay,
the neighbors have been fine.
Okay.
For the Bergstrom well, we've got progress scheduled. The contractor who's going to do the pilot testing, he is going to start the piloting on Monday, June 1st. He's going to get the trailer dropped off, I think, the prior Friday, the 29th, which is actually next Friday. And the well installer is going to be there next Wednesday to get the well pump installed and the generator to be ready for the pilot contractor. So we'll be getting the testing done here from June 1. It's about a 2-week process. Mary has submitted the pilot plan to the health department to get any comments from them. And we should be good to go with collecting that data here in the next week or two.
Okay.
Our next project is the 2019 water mains. The contractor Earth Movers started last week. He's on Grassy Plain Terrace, and he's going to then continue along Highview Terrace. And I think he's going to be out on Route 53 to do that tap, I think, towards the end of this week. So that's moving along. I saw his schedule. He expects to have it all wrapped up by October. So that looks like he's going to meet our required schedule.
Mhm.
And lastly, I did have generator projects, Paul, on my PUC update.
Okay,
So since we touched on that, we got that one in.
good.
Okay. All right, any questions for Tom on that?
No,
Oh, all right. Kelly, supervisor's report. What's going on out there? Got to unmute.
Wait a minute, let me make sure I got you. No, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, all
You're
right,
good.
sorry, guys.
Yep.
Pretty much status quo with everything. We're still on our weekend schedule. One man on, one man off. We're getting ready for our so-called soft opening. When we pull the plug on it, we've moved 3 guys one of the 3 guys that are in the Public Works garage over to Paul Street. So we've got 2 at Paul Street, 2 at the Public Works garage, and 2 up at Eureka. We're going to have them stagger their lunches. We're going to, and their coffee breaks, keep them separated to stay with the guidelines set by the state and locally. We're disinfecting our vehicles. I want the guys in, no more than 1 guy in a vehicle, and they stay assigned to that vehicle. So if there's any contamination, it stays within them. Other than that, things are good. We had 1 guy that did test positive. It came in from an outside source. But other than that, everybody's healthy. And we're just limited on time to get things done. We had a little issue at Paul Street about 3 weeks back or 2 weeks back with a surge protector that shut down our main control panel. We had some sort of a glitch in the system, in the power glitch, and it blew out our surge protector, which in turn blew out the battery backup. So we've got that back up and running, not a problem. We did get into a bit of a flood situation, but there was no overflow. Once we got the pumps back up on manual, they started right up. The big thing was just getting the control panel to talk to the VFDs. As for other things going on, Toll Brothers, the crossing, believe it or not, I think they've only got about 4 lots left from the north side and the south side. They're humping. They're to the point now where they've got a big pile of loom on one of the lots, and they don't even know where to put it because they're developing so fast. As for the summit, the summit is kind of slowed up a little bit with building. I've been going back and forth with them the past few months regarding the as-built for the water and sewer. Every question I throw at them, they throw it right back at me. So we're making headway with it. I'm hoping that this is the last round of questions that I have for them that they can fill in on the prints. As for the job on Chestnut, the old Little Thinkers, that's the water main's in, the sewer's in. They've got a couple disconnects to do. We're waiting for the sample to come back, and then they're going to start tapping the units. I think they've got, it appears to be that there's 8 or 9 that have got foundations in it, but they've got 4 ready to go. So they're moving along pretty well. I'm sure you've seen the development out behind the municipal center at 10 Worcester. They're moving forward on that. They poured the floors. We pretty much ironed out that's going to be a pump-up sewer. They're going to have a vault there with 1 common sewer. And what we think the plan is down the road is that to be some sort of they're going to try to separate it into condos. And with that, they're going to need a HOA. So they're going to bring 1 2-inch line in with a meter pit, go into the building, into a furnace room. It's going to have the 1 pump-up sewer. It's a 1250 tank duplex system. So they're basically going to have an HOA to oversee everything that goes on within that property. Other than that, Timmy Draper's project, it appears to be pretty much done. That's the one out at the corner of Durant and Worcester. And that's really the big things that are going on. Very few people are tying in on the out in Stony Hill. There's still, now and then we get a couple stragglers tying in, but that's really come to a halt, and into our Stony Hill project, that is. But other than that, that's where we're at.
Okay.
Good.
Any questions for
Just a
Kelly?
quick- Yeah, I do. I have one quick question. The 10 Wooster Street there, you said it's
Yep.
going to, the sewers are going to tie into one vault?
Yeah, what it is, Paul, is that needs to be a pump up sewer. That's a very shallow sewer out in the street. So that's going to take the, I guess when there was a barn back there, there was a pump up sewer at one time. So what that's going to do is those units are going to go into a vault. It's going to pump in up to a gravity manhole on their property, and then that will drop down into our system. But it's a very shallow sewer out in the road. I don't think it's 4 feet deep, to be honest with you.
No, the reason why I asked, because since those are condos, they're all supposed to have separate sewers and separate water lines, right?
They are, but I could not see where they would be able to put 8 pump-up sewer systems, 8 vaults. So the design gave them one major vault. And again, if it turns into a condo type of situation, if the homeowner or the builder sells it, then they would have to have some sort of a homeowners association, just like up at the summit. So that homeowner would be responsible for it, and then if it becomes a condo, then the association will be responsible.
Hey, Kelly,
Yes, Rich.
who decided it's a 1250 tank? Their
That-
engineer, or we tell
Yeah.
them it had to be a 1250 tank? How many
No,
units? 8?
That was designed by Dynas. Tom, what's his, Adels or?
Artel, I think it's
Artel,
Artel
yeah.
Engineering.
It was done, he's done quite a few projects in town here, and he was the one that put the number of 1250 on it. I think a standard tank is usually a 1,000.
Yeah, for a single family home.
Well, I mean, I can throw it back at him if you think that's too small.
I think we based it off of the super allocation number of 1,000 gallons for the number of bedrooms.
I think things should be boosted up. If something happened on a weekend, it should be a 2,000 gallon tank. My personal opinion.
We can look into it. Tom, will you want to discuss it with Dynas?
Sure.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, we got the drift.
I think you said.
So what you basically want to do is have a multiple day worth of capacity going forward?
Yeah, I would think, at least a day and a half, because, yeah, that was a concern that I threw at Dynas regarding if there was a power issue, they would have to have that, that backed out by a company if there ever was a power lossage. And most of your vac trucks are probably 2,500 gallons. If they had to vac it down.
Well,
But we can revisit it with Dynas.
If they're putting a 1,200 gallon tank in, you're not pumping the tank down to the bottom anyway. So you don't have a full. If you don't have a full 1,200 gallons capacity, if the power went out, you might have
Maybe 1,000. Probably 1,000.
800 gallons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
they should go for a larger tank, personally.
All right. Well, we can talk to Dynas about it. Tell them we want a day and a half reserve.
Or the other question to ask them, were they putting a generator in?
No.
Or
No.
the other question is to ask them if they were having a generator for it.
Yeah, I don't think they are, because I did question that, and they
right.
said no on the generator. Well, your homeowners don't have them either, but it would just be the type of thing, if they lost power, they need to know that they neither got to get evacuated or they got to whack it, don't use it. you know,
They're
that's got to be
typically going to
understood.
have a high alarm on those
Yeah.
as well.
Well, yeah. Well, that's good. If you got a one homeowner, you can deal with, you know, not flushing, but when you got 8 units,
Yeah.
it's tough.
Well, is this really an issue for the health department?
I don't think the health department would touch it. If it was a septic system, I think Maura would touch it, but I don't think she would touch it being city sewer, you know.
Because, you know, I believe they came before us to ask if we had sewer from, because we haven't seen any of their proposal, what they wanted to do there. Otherwise, we might have made a recommendation to go with a 2,000 gallon tank to begin with.
I'm trying to think. I think he did come before the board.
He may not have, again, his total volume was less than what was required to get PUC approval. And this is a project, I think, that came in prior to Chestnut. Remember when the Chestnut one came in, that's when you guys said, hey, any new developments, make sure you have them come into PUC for us to take a look at. I think this one came in before that, and I didn't require them to come in based on the number of gallons that they were looking for as far as an allocation. So I don't think they came in.
Well, that, especially it being a pump up too.
Well, I would think going forward, though, the commission should decide on what they want for capacity, whether it's days, flow, whatever, and get it written down. So in the future, when people come, it's not subjective to 1 day, day and a half, 2 days.
Yeah, if it's 2x or 1.5x, whatever the number
Right.
is.
You should pick a number.
I think from a public health point of view, and I'm not a public health, but you know, I'm inclined to agree with Rich. I think you should have a larger capacity, just in case we have a electricity failure. You can't tell the residents you can't flush the toilet. That's what it all boils down to.
You know what, Paul? What
they
would you
will.
say? What would you say to giving them an option? Either put in a generator or put in a tank,
Well,
or a bigger tank. Is that something you might want to consider? I would definitely think the bigger tank would be cheaper, but it would put the ball in their court.
Good point.
yeah, you can give them that option.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Other than that, that's all I really have.
How are we doing on hydrants?
We got that one taken care at the Clark Park, but you know, a lot of companies aren't really getting out there unless it's emergencies right now with everything going on.
Yeah, okay.
But I got my list, you know. But yeah, and we did, as a matter of fact, Tom had asked me last week how many hydrants we did last year, and there was 9 of them that we did get replaced. So for the, you know, for the confidential report there.
9 of them plus the 4 that we installed with the water main project. So
In
there
the
was
new
a total of
system, yeah.
13, actually.
You haven't flushed here on the hill yet, have you?
No, we haven't. With the situation, we haven't been really taking on any extra work where people have to be in close proximity. So
Okay,
flushing, you know, like a lot of other things, kind of has been put off a little bit.
right.
Of course, now we're going to get into the warm weather, and that's really maybe not the best time you want to do your flushing anyway. You know, I like to do them in the spring before the peak demand really comes up. I like to get them kind of flush, get that dirty water out of the system before now people start really, you know, cranking up and using a lot.
All right.
Great. Anything else, guys? None? That concludes our agenda. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
By Paul, second by Rich. Any discussion? Hearing none. Those in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much, everybody. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I think I gotta work this out on my computer. I'll call Nick as soon as we get off.
All
So you
right.
guys have a good night, everyone.
All right, good night, everybody.
Do we have a board of selectmen meeting?
Matt, Nick's
Yeah.
gonna be in tomorrow. I talked to him today. He's going to be in tomorrow.
Oh, Nick is?
Yeah. So, but I mean, you can give him a call now.
Okay, no, if he's gonna be in tomorrow anyway, I'll talk to him then.
That's
Hey,
what he
Matt.
said this morning. Yep.
Do we have a Board of Selectmen tomorrow?
No, we don't. We don't. I have a personal conflict, so I can't be there. So we're gonna reschedule it for, I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday.
All right,
Dion will get in touch with you.
all right.
All right,
care.
thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody. See ya.
All right.
That's why that
Yeah.
phone keeps coming up.
Yeah, I don't know why. You're not on mute. So how did you get on?
I found the link.
So,
It's showing phone.